What's going on, guys? Michael from GPURisers or Terra Hosting. Today I am actually in Melbourne. We are in the ops room right now. You can see some of the screens that we got going on here and everything like that. We are still perfecting it. It's been a little chaotic the last couple of weeks, so we will probably have this done and gonna add some furniture in here and everything like that. Those are the last touches, but finally it's comfortable in here. There's crap everywhere for months, so got everything together. Today I am in Melbourne because Lumen had to come back. Last week, I'm not sure when these videos are coming out, so it's probably about a week or two behind, but about, I want to say, what was it, last Thursday, Lumen was here and they had to come back Friday, and then they had to leave for an emergency. The guys that are installing this stuff, they're like kind of the rapid response team or whatever you want to call it, in the Melbourne and Orlando area. So if something happens, like someone's drilling outside and hits one of their pipes or something, these are the guys that have to go deal with it right away. So they had to leave last Friday early, and that was when they were installing the, they call it the, I don't want to say power station, but it's basically the battery backup that will make it last hours, and then also the power supply for it. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. But yeah, guys, they are installing everything today, getting that finished with. I learned a whole lot about Lumen last time they were here and everything. It's very interesting what they're doing and how these things are set up. I didn't know this, but I guess the fiber travels, of course it's light, right? You know, if you look down the fiber line, it's going to be a beam of light, but there's different people that are on different wavelengths of the light, like different colors or across the spectrum and stuff like that. So our station actually here is a, I don't want to use the terms because I'm going to butcher it, but basically, if ours goes down, Lumen has to be here within 2 hours. So the bad side of that is currently we are about 2 hours away from the facility, so it'd have to be like instant that we can get here and let Lumen in. But the battery backup that they're putting in that system can last 8 hours. So that really gives us a good amount of time. And of course, you know, we're gonna put in redundancies and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's basically what's going on with Lumen. I drove up earlier today. I am just kind of cleaning shop around here today. In the front area, I'll show you guys a little bit over there. It's, again, cluster. We have a lot of stuff from Hawk's place, a lot of fans and everything, which we'll eventually use at other facilities, but we have to kind of move them around because I am moving all of my operations from GPURisers up here, and I do require quite a bit of space for inventory and stuff like that. So, long story short, yeah, guys, that is kind of what I am doing today, but also I am going to be swapping out some cards that I have in a rig. I have one mixed rig with like different kinds of cards. It's like, I just call it NVIDIA mixed rig. It was like, you know, built way back when, where, you know, you're just trying to get every card that you can get, and so you just had this one rig kind of sitting there with, you know, different kinds of, you know, RTX cards. There's like 3060s, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3070 Ti, you know, just random cards. So what I have been doing is I've been selling and trading 6600s and 6600 XTs. Now, I actually haven't even sold any. People in the community have been just trading me for, which is great because I'm trying to consolidate cards. You know, I really want to just fit what I can in R8 cases for now until this proof of use will work in AI, until I figure all that out. But, you know, I had a ton of open air frames in South Florida at my facility, and it was easy to have it there because they were all 6600 XTs, 6600s, and I just had so much space for it. But I'm not going to bring open air frames here, and I am moving the operations up here. So I'd rather pay rent to Terra from GPURisers than pay rent to someone else, so that Terra then can have some income from that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing today. Is I made a trade with someone in the community. I'm not going to say their name, but they do watch my videos and everything. So hi, if you're seeing this, thank you. I think it was 6 6600s and 2 6600 XTs, and they traded me 2 3080 Ti's. Which is funny enough, the 2 3080 Ti's were traded or sold to this person from Hawk Crypto Mining, so now I have 2 of his cards. So that's kind of funny how this cycle works with trading cards and everything like that. But if you guys do have higher end cards, like, you know, 3080s, 3080 Ti's, 3090s, or even 4000 series, and you guys want to trade for, you know, easier cards on the air conditioning and everything, like 6600s or 6600 XTs, definitely hit me up. I'm down to trade for those. So I'm going to be putting those 2 in my NVIDIA mixed rig, and then I believe I'm taking a 3060 and a 3060 Ti out. So That rig will consist of 4 3080 Ti's, 3 3070 Ti's, and a 3080. So I am trying to collect those 3080 Ti's, 3090s primarily. But if you guys have some 3080s that you want to trade, definitely hit me up, let me know. I also have 3070s and stuff like that too, if you guys are wanting to trade for those. So let me know, but that's going to be enough ranting here in the ops room. So I'm going to get out there, make sure everything with Lumen is going good, and get that rig disassembled, and we'll be back, and I'll show you guys the cards that I have in there and everything like that, and swapping it out, and yeah, we'll chat for a little bit, guys, but we'll be back in a second. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get these things unboxed right here. I have a 3080 Ti Asus TUF, and also this is not a PNY, this is actually a 3080 Ti, of course, 3080 Ti EVGA XC3. I believe both of these were re-padded with the GPURisers, the 20 watt pad, so that's really good news. The guy who traded me these said that they're running cool, nice and cool, so that's good. These are in great condition. Very happy about this. I did unbox these at my house earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this one up. And there we are, the Asus TUF. I do love these cards. I know that they weren't, they didn't have the best reputation, but these cards really kind of, were built well, I think. The cooling is not that great. I'm sorry, but you can see the pads were kind of redone there, so that's that. I'm happy with this trade. Again, I know I just said it a little bit ago, but if you guys do have higher end cards like these and you guys are looking for something a little bit light, definitely hit me up. You can hit me up on Discord. That's probably the best way to get in contact with me, or through the marketplace that we have on the Terra Discord, where customers kind of buy and sell and oftentimes trade with some of the different cards that are in different rigs here. So definitely check that out if you guys are looking for cards or looking to trade and everything like that. So let me go ahead and get my rig down. I'm not sure if you guys can guess which ones are mine. I'm just kidding, I put stickers all over it. So it's which one's gonna be off. I think it's this one on the end. So I just turned this off in Hive. I'm gonna go ahead, get this down and take it apart. All right, guys, I got this all taken apart right here. I think this is the 3060 Ti and this is the 3060, or vice versa. It is an MSI and a Strix card, so I am going to take those out, replace them with these, and then I'm probably going to sell these cards. I don't really want to put them on anything else. Any of my other rigs that are like open air that I have in South Florida, those all have 8 cards on them already, and those are all 3060 Ti's, 3070s, so not really a point in keeping them. Again, I am upgrading them, so let me go ahead and take these out. I'll show you guys the cards. I'll show you after I put this in and everything like that. All right, guys, I got them taken out. I do have the TUF there and the XC3 here. I did take out these cards. I think this is the 3060. Yeah, you can tell I never repadded this one because of the oil that's on it. 3060 Ti, and of course the Strix 3060. So I'm gonna go ahead, probably list this on our Discord for anyone that's interested in the 3060. This is a 12 gig 3060, and I know some people have been interested in those, so definitely let me know. I'm gonna have those listed soon, if not already by the time you guys see this. But let me go ahead and get this up and going, make sure all the overclocks are good, and then I'll be back to talk a little bit more about the facility and everything going on. So we'll be back in a second. All right, guys, we got everything all put together, the 4 3080 Ti's and the 3 3070 Ti's and a 3080. Unsurprisingly, it is kind of toasty. The fans are running, but it's not the new 3080 Ti's. All the 3080 Ti's are running right around 70C, so that's not uncommon. They are kind of all crammed together. I did have a rig that was all 3090s, 8 3090s, and that thing just baked. You could cook something in there, but I don't plan to have these 3080 Ti's in a single rig like this. For an ongoing thing. In the temporary time right now, I will. Maybe I'll make it more into an AI rig, where I can get a server, motherboard, server, processor, RAM, all that good stuff. and put some 3080 Ti's on it, because I do have a feeling that those will probably be pretty good for proof of useful work, pretty good for AI and everything like that. So might do that. But yeah, I thought I would come outside. I know the audio is not too good in there. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and stuff like that. This GoPro does have like a little Rode mic on it, which is nice, but figured I would get some outside. When you're sitting in there, not sitting because we're almost never sitting, but when you're standing in there for hours and hours and hours, you just forget what outside is like. There's no windows on this building. You know, this building is just a block. You know, there's this door, there's two doors over there, and there's one door in the back, and they're all real high security doors. You have to have these special keys for them, but there's no light in there, zero light. So well, except for the fluorescents, but because it's such thick concrete, you know, you can probably see on the other side here, on the other side of that fence is a railroad track. Usually, you know, the place where I worked prior to Terra GPURisers, it was like a 10-story office building, and they had a train track next to it, and when you're sitting in your office you could feel the rumble of the train. Here, when you're in this building, you don't even know that a train is going by. It's crazy. So I know that's kind of ranting about it, but the weather, thunder, things like that, you don't hear it, you don't feel it in this building. So it's good to get outside, stare at the sun for a little bit. But it is a nice day out today. I'd probably say it's about 86, 88. King would call that prime swamp ass weather, which it kind of is. It's Florida, but you know, we are kind of close to the water here, so you get a decent breeze, but you can see these trees are just not today. no breeze today. But yeah, I thought I would come out here, tell you guys a little bit about the Lumen situation. I know I mentioned it before. Right out the gate, we really are going to focus heavy on Flux nodes. We are a Flux nodes partner, and we have Titans ready to go. We're super excited about that. We are going to have a good amount of Cumulus out the gate, and we are hopeful to have Nimbus by the time Lumen lights up, but it's in the air right now. If it's not right when we light up, or not, I'm not allowed to say that, I'm sorry, not when we light up, but shortly after we light up and everything is good and we do, you know, pen tests and all this stuff on our system, hopefully we have some Nimbus nodes ready to go, some Stratus nodes ready to go. And again, you know, I know that Terra Hosting has high electricity prices compared to other hosting companies, and we've spoken with all the major guys that you guys probably know. We've had conversations with them, and we just are two different business models, really. You know, our ASIC costs start at 14.5 cents. We're down to 13.5 cents. I know it's still not great, but that will continue to go down. We are looking in about a month to 2 months, hopefully getting that down to 12.5. And again, guys, this is going to continuously drop. You know, as we grow, as we expand in different locations across the country and everything like that, the costs will come down. And I want to emphasize that our next goal right now really is going to be the GPUs. This building it's a great building, but this building is a data center. So there's people that have probably been watching these videos for a while now on Hawk's channel, King's channel, my channel, you know, on live streams and everything like that. And they probably think we're just nuts. And we are. But the thing is, this building has always been geared towards a data center. Even when we got this building was never planned to just be a massive proof of work mining facility. And that's what really differentiates us from other hosting companies. We're not just a hosting company. We are going to be a software company. We're going to be a full-fledged data center for the future of AI, proof of useful work, all these other projects, whatever you want to call them, high power, high bandwidth, you know, nodes that require IP reservations, IP blocks, like whatever you guys need, we'll have. And that's always been the reason why we got this building. This building is, of course, as you guys can see, you could pump as much AC as you want at these rigs. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? So you find the thermal limitations and the right, you know, BTUs that you need, and we're right at that here. So we are pretty much maxed out. So we need to move the GPUs out of here, and we are going to be replacing all those racks that you see in there. You probably noticed the rack was already a little bit emptier. We're moving things around. Of course, anyone hosting with us, we don't move your stuff unless we talk to you. You know, you guys have to know where your stuff is. So that's a big thing. Don't worry about that. If you're currently hosting with us, you're here. So if you haven't heard from me, or Mike or Jared. So that's kind of what is going on. I know I'm ranting a little bit, so feel free to close the video. But we got a lot of exciting stuff coming. Very, very exciting. It's seems like every week, you know, there's just something crazy going on. And we got really good news with the internet, really good news with the routers, the switches, all those different things that talk to each other. A lot of great news with that. This has been a long process. This has been a much larger project than any of us have imagined. We've lost people along the way. Things just didn't work out with them. And we've gained some people on the way. Ben is now a part of our team. He heads the Indiana stuff, or Blue Dragon Mining is his Discord name. You could check him out and hit him up in our Discord. He is focusing on, well, his official title is Director of Sustainability, and one of our long-term goals with Terra is to be a fully sustainable data center and hosting facility. I mean, it's a long reach when you're talking about like ASIC hosting and stuff to be fully sustainable. But on the data center side, we do want to be, net neutral, carbon neutral, when it comes to electricity and everything like that. And that's not just because it's like, oh, the environment. That's because we want to limit all the other things that can, happen in the world, the macro political and economic situations. Electricity prices have been fluctuating with, this thing going on over in Ukraine and everything, gas prices here, inflation, blah, blah, blah. So Ben, long story short, is going to be heading up sustainability, and also he does help a lot with business operations, billing and everything like that. So feel free to reach out to him. He has been a very good asset to Terra, and we are finally glad to say that he is on board with us. So we have some amazing things planned for the future, really big things, and again, that's what changes us from traditional hosting facilities and stuff. The plans that we have in Indiana are big and they're exciting, and so we have just a lot going on. We are looking in other states right now, and we have a lot of things going on in the background that we can't really talk to you guys about. We don't really like to share information about how things are progressing, because as you guys know, many aspects of life, like it's not a sealed deal until there's a contract and there's all these other things, but there is a lot going on in the background, and we have help from people that are been in this community for a long time, in the mining community, the real estate community, all of these people, some really big names that have are working with us, and we are very happy that they are doing so. So just a lot of stuff, guys, but I keep walking in circles in this parking lot, so I'm gonna get back inside. I got a lot of stuff to move. I know I mentioned moving GPURisers, that whole operation up here, so I got to clean out the whole front area, and there's some heavy fans up there. There's just a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna try to get a little organized. It's, like I said, it's been chaotic recently, just chaotic since December, but now now we can actually get to the point where we start cleaning up stuff, organizing things, putting things where they need to be. Before it was just like, we'd get here and it was just a frenzy for days or weeks and just like, go. But it's nice to be able to kind of sit back. It's still crazy, but it's like crazy in a good way, where you're not just running around like with a chicken with its head cut off. You're just, there's like direction now. So gonna do that, kind of like some housekeeping stuff, but I'm not gonna rant too much, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I know these vlog series get they're just so random. I had the mesh thing at my house. I just want to keep you guys updated with what I'm doing, and honestly, I don't know half of what I'm doing when it comes to the networking stuff, so feel free to comment below what you guys think about all of that. I'm not going to try to pretend I'm an expert with it, but the Mining King is turning me into an apprentice. So but that's gonna be everything for this video, guys. I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you guys next time.